Picture this. You're sitting in a meeting, or maybe you're right in the middle of a high-stakes interview. The conversation's flowing, you feel totally prepared, and then, boom, someone looks right at you and drops a complex question you completely didn't see coming. Instantly, your brain just goes blank. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating framework designed to literally eliminate that dreaded brain freeze moment. If you've ever stumbled over your words when you're put on the spot, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this.
What you're experiencing in that terrifying split second is what our source material calls the question panic. And let's be real, the physical stakes here are intense. When that unexpected question hits, you feel this massive, immediate pressure to answer right that second. Your chest tightens up, the silence in the room just feels deafening, doesn't it? But instead of forming a coherent thought, your mouth just rushes ahead of your brain to fill that awful void. Therefore, the first few words come out messy, jumbled, or you just get entirely stuck. You actually know the answer, but the panic completely blocks your access to it.
So this brings up a huge mystery. How is it that some people can be hit with the exact same unexpected question under the exact same pressure and respond with total clarity? I mean, do they just have faster brains, or are they just naturally smarter? No way. The secret is that truly confident communicators don't even attempt to jump straight into a perfect answer. Instead, they use a specific mental runway that buys them time and instantly structures their thoughts. So what exactly is this runway?
Section 1. The Answer Bridge. Building your mental runway. Okay, let's dive into this. The absolute core of the answer bridge is shifting your goal. You go from trying to give a perfect, immediate answer to simply taking the first step onto a bridge. And here is exactly how you build that bridge in 3 incredibly simple steps. Step 1. Pause. Deliberately take one calm beat before you even open your mouth. Step 2. Repeat. Just say a part of the question back in your own words. And step 3. Point. Give one clear, main answer before you add any extra details. By breaking your response down into these 3 micro actions, you totally transform that panic into a manageable, step-by-step process. You don't have to think about the whole answer yet, right? You only have to think about taking a pause. To really see the stark contrast here, let's imagine the question is, why do you think people freeze in conversations? A rushed answer, fueled by question panic, sounds kind of like this. I think because, sometimes people just, they overthink and then it's a mess, right? The mouth moved way before the brain was ready. Therefore, the speaker sounds super unconfident. But look at the answer bridge. You pause. You repeat. Why do people freeze? And then you make your point. I think it happens because they judge themselves before speaking. The difference in authority and clarity is literally night and day. That structured answer just sounds instantly calmer. Now, I know what you're probably thinking right now, and this actually addresses the most common doubt people have about this technique. You might be wondering, wait, won't I look completely silly or like I just wasn't listening if I parrot the question back to them? The answer is an absolutely emphatic no. Repeating the question is not stalling. It literally gives your brain a runway. It signals to the other person that you're actively processing what they just said. So instead of sounding panicked, you actually sound incredibly thoughtful, measured, and engaged. But hey, understanding this in theory is the easy part. How do you actually remember to do it when your brain freezes up under pressure?
Section 2. Stepping stones and darts. Visualizing the framework.
All of this makes logical sense, but let's be honest, when you're actually in the hot seat, your brain isn't exactly great at remembering abstract rules. So to fix this, we use what our source material calls 5-year-old logic. Imagine you're on a walk, and you come across this massive puddle. Well, that puddle is the unexpected question. If you panic and try to leap completely over it from a dead standstill, there's a really high chance you're going to slip, fall, and make a huge mess. That's your rushed answer. But if someone places 3 solid stepping stones right in that puddle, pause, repeat, point, you can cross it calmly and keep your balance the entire way.
And this brilliantly illustrates the final step, the point. Think about it. A panicked answer is essentially like grabbing 10 darts, 10 completely different thoughts, excuses, and details, and just hurling them all at the dartboard at once, desperately hoping one of them sticks. It literally never works. The answer bridge forces you to hold just one dart. You aim at one clear point first, you throw it, and you let it land. You can always throw more darts later if they ask for more detail, for sure, but you have to start with just one.
Let's ground this a bit and connect it right back to your daily life. Because this isn't just for giving some grand speech, it scales to literally any scenario. At work, if your boss asks, "What should we do next?" you use the bridge. You say, "What should we do next?" Well, I think the first step is to fix the biggest delay. Or in small talk, "What have you been up to?" becomes, "What have I been up to?" Mostly just trying to get better at speaking.
Even in high-pressure interviews, why this role smoothly transitions right into why this role. I really like that it mixes problem-solving with talking to people. See? It's a completely universal tool.
Section 3, 3 ways to start, your actionable off-ramp.
Now, knowing a theory and actually changing a habit are two very, very different things. So how do you start doing this today without getting totally overwhelmed? Well, you just choose one of these 3 levels. Easy mode is the 1-second pause. Today, whenever someone asks you a question, just practice taking 1 quiet second before you answer. Don't fill it with an or an ah, just let the silence do the heavy lifting. Medium mode is the question echo. Practice repeating the key part of the question. Literally say, "What do I think about that?" out loud to buy yourself that precious cognitive time. And finally, challenge mode, the 1-point answer. In just one conversation today, force yourself to give 1 clear main point and then just stop talking. Only add more if they specifically ask. Doing this will rapidly train you to sound so much calmer and far less rushed.
The question panic entirely relies on your rush to fill the silence. The answer bridge takes that power right back. It transforms a moment of pure anxiety into a moment of true authority. So, I'm going to leave you with this. Which mode, easy, medium, or challenge, are you going to try in your very next conversation? Stop rushing the puddle. Take the stepping stones. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.